Welcome back to the channel, guys. And today we're going to do a little troubleshooting on the 1955 two-door 210 station wagon behind me. And it is the latest resident of the Chey Garage. Stay tuned for more. All right, the 55 Chevy you see behind me is the latest acquisition here in the Chey Garage. I had a 55 Chevy two-door hardtop that I owned for 33 years before selling it about 15 years ago. And I've always wanted another Tri-5. Hence the arrival of the one behind me. All right, we're going to do a little troubleshooting today. I'll give you a quick introduction, then to describe some troubleshooting I had to do regarding parasitic voltage drop or battery drain, a parasitic battery drain. Never heard of it before, or never heard the term before, but I have had the situation. And what will happen if you have a parasitic drain? You know, you let your car sit overnight, and the battery will be dead the next morning, or that's a couple days. The battery will be flat. So I'll describe. There's plenty of YouTube videos, thankfully, that tell you how to troubleshoot that. And I'll tell you exactly what I found in just a few moments. All right, first let me grab the camera off the tripod, and then we'll take a quick look at the car, and then we'll get into the hood. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And I wanted to introduce to you my new acquisition for the Chey Garage, a 1955 Chevrolet two-door 210 station wagon. Now, this is not certainly a factory color, but just got it a couple of weeks ago and just transferred it recently. Now, the Chevy, of course, has bucket seats in front, bench seat in the back, and then a cargo area in the back. The back seat folds down to make a nice long cargo area. Now, we'll take a quick tour. The Chevy is powered by a 350 V8 with an Edelbrock carburetor. It has power steering and power brakes, which are two big pluses. This is my second 55. 46 years ago, I bought a 55 two-door hardtop, and on a future update, I'll give you a full description of that car and everything that happened during the 33 years I owned it. All right, so this car is not pristine. It's in decent shape. I probably paid too much for it, but I have wanted a 55 ever since I sold my first one more than a dozen years ago. And it's in decent shape. The paint job was kind of put on just to keep it any of the surface rust from rusting. The guy that owned it owned a body shop, but it needs some work. For example, in the glass, the driver's door glass has cracked. The passenger side has no glass. I'm not even sure it's got all the mechanism for it's got the window regulator, but I'm not sure about the tracks. And both doors need the fuzzies installed, and of course those are available reproduction. The rear side windows, the quarter windows on the two-door wagon are fixed. So I've got to get those in. And the glass for both doors and the quarter windows just came today. So I've got to get the rubber gaskets for the quarter windows. And then I need to tear into the passenger door and see what hardware it needs, so I can mount, in addition to the fuzzies and the channels, to refurbish all of that. The interior has it has no interior. The handles, the door cranks and the window crank and the handle are not in good shape, and I need to put reproductions in on that. Like I say, the car isn't perfect, but I've enjoyed driving it, what little I have. Right now, it's actually not licensed, so some of my driving is driving it from the owner's house and bringing it home. And it's got like I said, a 350 V8. The transmission is a T5 5-speed, and the transmission has no doesn't have a cross member. It's bolted in with the original front engine mounts and the rear bell housing, the ears that mount to the body. So, and that's exactly the way my V8 and 4-speed were mounted in my original one. And I gave that car heck, popping the clutch at high RPM, and everything was solid. Never had a failure of any of the engine mounts. All right, let's take a look inside and see what we can see. All right, as you can see, this is the side of the Chevy, and it has the 210 and 150 little shark fin. Since there was no belt line dip like on the Bel Air and the 210 sedans or in 4-doors and convertibles, there was no you can't use that same trim to like make this into a two-tone, in a traditional sense. To two-tone this, as you can see, it's got a light gray top and a turquoise body. Now, let's take a look inside. All right, you can see the glass isn't in the best condition there, but I've got replacements now. As you can see, no door panel. It's got a tilt steering wheel, complement of gauges, and down there on the floor is a tachometer that has no mount. It should be up on the steering column. 5-speed, and the dash is in good shape. The molding, you can see, is gray and not black. I need to paint that. The seats are in very good shape. I need seat belts. Now, the emergency brake, the handle's over there, but it's not attached to anything. So emergency brake's another item that will need to be repaired. All right, now looking back in the back, that's a spare rear seat that's laying there. And in the box in the back, there's some of the trim that came off out of the interior. And right here along the side is this was some of the molding, the thin chrome that defined the 210, and it went above and below the side windows. All right, so the seat, we can't see, but it's black and in excellent condition. This seat is pretty much a frame. The cushioning and foam has pretty much been rotted away, but this seat is complete and could be salvaged. Looking, you can't really see, but there's not a headliner, and on this wagon it would be quite a headliner going front to back. All right, let's go look around. Now, if you see the trim, there's the shark fin. The driver's side is missing. Now, this looks like Bel Air trim down the side because it's got the white painted insert. Now, I haven't really looked closely at examples of 210 models to see if it uses the same painted insert or not. Now, something I did not show you, the painted steel rims have the original hubcaps all the way around. And the rims on the back are wider than the ones on the front. On the wagon, I don't have enough room to actually open the gate and raise the glass. But you could see the wheel well on each side is, if you can see it through the glare, is massive compared to the factory wheel well on the sedans. So that's what we have there. The bumper, let's look down. The bumper is in not so good shape. Sprayed some silver paint on it to kind of cover up the surface rust. The tail light bezels and lenses are all in great shape. It does have, oddly enough, it has the guard for the gas tank door, which is something I added to my Bel Air years ago. All right, let's scoot on up now. Along here, there should be a piece of chrome trim, just like there should be down around here. It was, and I'm not sure why it was taken off, but it was. All right, now let's look here inside, and that's that's the seat. And you can see it's missing a couple of panels, but the 210, some of the models of the 210 had the window tracks and regulator, so you could roll the window up and down, at least part way, because of the front curve of the wheel well would interfere with rolling it all the way down. But there's no tracks in here, and in fact, I don't know if you can see it or not without some light. There is no track there. So this is designed. Let's see. There's no track there. It's just designed to work with the gasket. Now let's see. Let's look here. Now I don't know what happened to the horn, but that's an item I'll have to fix. The dash is complete. I don't. The gas gauge works. The speedometer does not, and that's probably just a matter of finding the right gear and cable to hook between the speedometer. And the all right. So the old car looks pretty good. The bumpers and front bumpers in great shape. It needs the guards added to it. The chrome grille molding is in fair shape. It's got some pitting in it. Headlight doors are in good shape. All right, we'll come back and we'll take a look under the hood. All right, guys, I zoomed in on the battery. First, let me say I hate side post batteries. I hate them, hate them, hate them. And in fact, in most cases in the past, if I bought a car that had side post battery cables, I replaced them and put a top post battery in. In my 55, my original 55, I never had side post. I always preferred the top post. All right, now if you've got a problem with parasitic drain on your battery, the easy way to find it. Now this is a really cheap voltometer. I think it might have been like $5 at a flea market or something. But the easy way to find a parasitic voltage drain or track it down is to put the meter on amps. Now you can go down to about 20 milliamps. And what you have to do, you take the negative battery cable off. All right. Damn it. Take the negative battery cable off. All right. So this is unhook it and let it lay. And then you take the other lead and you put it on the battery. So you put these your voltometer cables between the battery post and between the battery cable and the battery post. Now, if you put it on the amp, let's see, this is on the 200 milliamps. Now, of course, it's not reading anything because I don't have the circuit completed. But if you can put it on the milliamp scale, it will read what voltage, or amps, I should say, that's draining your battery. Now in this case, when I tested it like this, I came up with almost 500 milliamp drain. Now 500 milliamps is half an amp. 1,000 milliamps is 1 amp. Now that's some pretty hefty current. To beat most cars, modern cars today will show a 50 milliamp draw, which is reasonable. Once you get above 100, getting up into several hundred, that's a significant battery drain. All right, so I found that there was a parasitic drain. Now, the fellow I bought it from suggested, well, maybe it's a bad alternator. So I'm like, well, how am I going to test the alternator? Because it charged fine, you know, when you're running it. Well, what I found, let me pull up a little closer to show you the problem I found. All right, guys, we're back under the hood, and the problem, all right, we're back under the hood, guys, and I decided to test the alternator, and how I did that was disconnect this connector. One of these, there's 2 pins here. One of them is a tickler voltage, and the other one is just runs around to it, the positive side of the battery, runs to the positive side here. Now the tickler voltage is what goes up to your inside your car to your dash light. If you have a car that's got an alternator light, when you turn the key on, the light comes on your dash, and when you start the car, the light will go out. Now, unfortunately, right now, there's no warning light on the Chevy, no dash lights either. But those are things to be fixed. No speedometer, you know, your usual condition for a 55 Chevy. Anyway, pulling this connector out allowed me to I charged the battery up here, and it never there was no parasitic drain at all. So the battery is up. It's just that these connectors, and it's more than likely the drain is being caused by a bad diode that's in the rectifier section. So I ordered a new alternator, actually a aftermarket chrome one and chrome bracket to mount the thing. So anyway, you see I've got my work cut out for me here, but thankfully I suspect this will take care of the problem. Oh, Lordy. Fire in the hole. Whoa. Well, she runs and runs good. A lot of torque when I blip the throttle. Well, you've heard it run and gotten a look at it. I'm happy to have it. And there's work to do. The glass, interior panels, or at least I hope this year to get door panels crafted. They may not be the fanciest ones, but um, I really would like to do them in the style of Bel Air door panels, and with the door handle kind of molded into the door. At any rate, I'm going to have to buy door handles. There are none inside it, or door pull. So I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll probably keep it simple. I'll make the door panels out of probably some masonite or other material, and then trim it to fit and cover it with some vinyl. I would like to get a little fancier with it, two-tone, but I think the interior I have, which is the dash and the front and back seats, are all black, and that's probably the same theme I'll carry throughout. I really would like to put the Bel Air trim on the doors. That's just it's the best looking trim, I think, that was ever available on the 55s. Now it'll be all black, not two-tone like most of them. All right, well, that's going to do it for the Shade Tree Garage. I hope you've enjoyed this visit. And if you want to learn more about parasitic battery drain, regarding parasitic battery drain, I did not break it down. Regarding parasitic battery drain, I told you how to check it. There are other videos that will exactly show you how. Now, on a lot of modern cars, if you've got a drain that's killing your battery overnight, you can start pulling fuses from your underhood fuse box and the one under your dash. Honestly, I don't know. I'm still learning about this, and the problem was easy to find. It turned out to be the alternator, and hopefully there won't be another problem. But well, I was fortunate that I found the parasitic drain quickly and zeroed in on the alternator. Once that is replaced, it should take care of the problem. On a lot of cars, you'll have to go under the dash to the fuse box, and you leave your meter hooked up, and to monitor your parasitic drain, and then you watch the meter, and when it drops to near zero, when you pull a fuse, you know you've got the right circuit, and then you'll have to find out what that is, what's causing that. All right, well, that'll do it for now. If you like this video, click the thumbs up. And if you want to keep in touch and find out what else is going on, because I'll have many more videos of my Plymouth and of the 55. So subscribe, and we'll see you again soon here in the Shade Tree Garage.